We're going to share today Matt's journey. He's been in the program a little over 12 months, literally probably 12 months ago today. He was only a couple of weeks in the gym. He just went off at his own back and just joined the gym. Okay, and I can't get him out of the gym now. Do you know what I mean? That was after 3 months of training in his living room. He had no ambition to go to the gym. I think that he thought the living room was going to be where he trained, and now we're training for a half marathon. So I really want to just like delve into like where he was, what he's achieved, and the lessons along the way that you can maybe take into your life and make your life a little bit easier. Do you know what I mean? Our journeys are a series of ideas. Do you know what I mean? And if you can take a little bit from me and a little bit from Matt and a little bit from the other legends in the program, it can make your life a little bit easier. So what I want to do first is just let Matt introduce himself, okay? And we're going to talk about a little bit about where Matt was before the program. It might be quite hard to remember or to talk about, but if you could just sort of tell us a little bit about what your life was like before the program and what led you to join, really, Matt, if that's cool with you.
Yeah, no problem, Rob. Bear with me, everyone, because I'm very nervous. So life beforehand was very tough for me, very negative. I always felt I wasn't good enough, felt a failure. I was always scared to speak my mind. Wouldn't join in any activities. Unfortunately, it started from a very young age. I don't know why. I had good parents, good family around me. But unfortunately, I had severe depression and anxiety from probably, I don't know, about the age of 11. Just come out of nowhere. It's quite hard for me to talk about, really, because obviously I lost a lot of childhood. But it was just a tough time. I only could go to school for half days because I couldn't cope in full days. A lot of my school friends don't even know that. They just I used to say there's something wrong with my eyes because I couldn't focus long enough. So I used to finish half days. My mum used to pick me up, and I don't know. I used to sleep in their bedroom at 11 and 12 because I was just scared of being on my own. Christmas time was always tough. Just as a kid, you're supposed to be excited Christmas Eve as a child. But I always used to think that I wasn't going to wake up on Christmas Day. And back then, things just anxiety, depression, they just weren't about. People didn't talk about it. So I always just used to think I was crazy, basically. So I would never really talk about it other than my parents. I was seeing a psychiatrist at the age of 12. But like I said, it just wasn't known then. No one really talked about it like they do now. So I just used to think that I was crazy. So from the age of 12, 11, 12, I just didn't want to be on the earth, really, which was quite sad. And that's basically where, things just got out of hand then. I always put a front on, which always made me tired, anxious. And as I got older, things got harder. Like I said, put fronts on. So once I started to have a family and have children, I was more exhausted, I suppose, because I was having to try and be brave and strong in front of those people. And deep down, I was, I don't know what the words are, really, struggling, crushed, didn't want to be here anymore. And it come to a head about 29, perhaps. I was about 29, and I was doing a job for a woman. And Aaron, who's works for me, he was with me, and I just disappeared. I just got in the van, didn't finish the ceiling, which didn't impress that lady. Just got in the van, felt like I couldn't be here anymore. And I was on a bridge. Like I said, I haven't told many people this is massive for me. I was on the bridge, and some lady remarked, I don't know who she was, I can't even remember her name because my head was all over the place, managed to stop me, got my phone and called me mum. And I ended up going to the doctors from there, and I've been fighting it ever since. And then I met another guy called Rob, two Robs, basically, have changed my life. So I had another guy called Rob, who was my therapist. And basically I've been fighting it since then. It's been about 4 years, I suppose. I was with him 3 or 4 years, just trying to change my life, I suppose. And that's why I put a lot of weight on. I used to find comfort in a lot of bad food. So I would just eat and eat and eat as much junk food, basically, and as much beer as I could. So life was really tough as a kid and as an adult.
Honestly, thanks for sharing that, Matt. Do you know what I mean? Really appreciate it. And I think it takes a lot to talk about that. We were just talking before this call about how not enough of us talk about it. Do you know what I mean? And it's quite easy just to see the results, but when you see what led you to that, and I remember when we jumped on a call, like you obviously always wanted to improve your shape, but you had to do the deeper work first with that therapist, didn't you, for 3 or so years, and then you felt in the position to like, right, I'm ready to do this now.
Yeah, that's it. Like I said, it was 3 years. I needed to get my mind right first. And I used to talk to the other Rob saying that, because obviously I was struggling with work, because I was so big, being a plasterer, my joints just couldn't hold up. I was having a lot of problems with my knees, my back, my groins, everything. It's like my body was giving up, basically. I just abused it, I suppose. I don't know, I suppose because I didn't want to be here, I didn't really care. So I just drank and ate rubbish, and that was it, really. Yeah.
It's always like just searching for that feeling of like doing something to make yourself feel better in the short term, wasn't it? But then it didn't make you feel any better in the long term.
No.
So let's tell us a little bit more about life now. Do you know what I mean? Like
a lot more positive.
Just let's just paint exactly where we're at now compared to, and then we'll go on to like the lessons you've learned along the way. So just tell us exactly where you're at now, like what you've achieved, what you're doing, and like how you've sort of like overcome these things that you felt obviously before you started.
Yeah. It's a contract. To be fair, it's something I've always dreamed of now. The person I've always wanted to be, I suppose, that's just been kept below, I suppose. I was always too scared. So yeah, life's unbelievable now. I'm determined, focused, better mindset. I believe in myself. Like I said, doing 10Ks and stuff like that now, and coaching kids football. That which is massive for me, because I lost out as a youngster. I made it to semi-pro, but never believed I was good enough to go any further. If I was where I am now, I probably would have gone a lot further. So I suppose I'm trying to pass what I lost out now onto young kids, enjoying that. So better family now, better dad, better at work. I've got no pain.
Yeah.
I have niggles, but that's from working out, I suppose, and pushing myself, but not like I was where my knee, I struggled to walk. So just basics, life basics now that,
just what about like what you've specifically achieved as well? Like we're all here as well to improve our fitness, our health, like our metrics. What about that side of things, the vanity stuff, if you like?
Yeah. What do you mean, like food?
Like obviously you've dropped nearly like 4 stone, haven't you? You've done a 5K, a 10K, a Tough Mudder.
Yeah. What else? I forget everything I've done now. But yeah, done 3 10Ks, I think, Tough Mudder. Got a half marathon planned March the 5th, day before my 38th birthday. What else have I got? I'm trying to go past the half marathon then, somewhat bigger than that, hopefully, come summertime, but we're still working on that, aren't we? We don't really know what to go with on the next one, but yeah, it's like I said, I can't believe the life I'm living, to be honest.
What about like your energy, like obviously in around family, career? I remember you saying to me like you're able to just do more work now, and
It's yeah, it's weird. I used to have to sleep between 9 and 10 hours. Now I only need 7, maybe 8. And yeah, like I said, football down the field with me lad. Now I can actually play football with my son. Yeah, it's crazy work. Like literally last week, we've just been ripping down old ceilings and carting all the rubble downstairs, and that would have killed me 18 months ago. I wouldn't have been able to walk in an evening.
yeah,
You know, I can actually do all that stuff now, and you know, I suppose I feel like a 25-year-old again. As 18 months ago, 2 years, I felt like a 70-year-old. My joints and body was in agony.
yeah, that's huge.
So,
And that's the thing, like to go from like that to that, like if I'd have told you that, I remember you saying that it was just like you just wanted to change you just wanted to lose a bit of weight. That was the goal.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
if I was to tell you you can do all this, I know the old Matt would be like you didn't have that belief there, did you? But
No, I'd have said to my wife after our call, if you said all that stuff, I'd have said this bloke's off his head. No chance.
that's what I mean. And like now you're doing stuff like I never asked you to do a half marathon. You done that, and I think I saw something you shared the other day. You decided to do a stupid amount of press ups in February.
Yeah, I've been challenged to do that. Yeah, 2,800 in. Yeah, so that'll be fun.
But it's like that you're actively doing those things now because you believe you can do it compared to before, and you've got the energy to throw yourself into that, which is huge. Anything else?
I can't think off the top of my head now. No, I think I've covered most of that now.
So pretty good then, pretty impressive. I think.
Yeah.
Like blows my mind. Do you know what I mean? Like I know obviously I knew the extent of like where you were before, but I didn't know everything. Do you know what I mean? So like it just goes to show like how much more impressive it is what you've achieved. Do you know what I mean? To get to here, which is incredible. I think.
Yeah, I suppose I always try to find a positive in things now as well. Like mindset's massive for me. That's, you know, my mindset is so much stronger. So even if I do have negatives, like I speak to you all the time, I always try to find a positive in whatever I can find now.
Yeah. And that's what we're going to talk about now, because it's very easy for you to look at Matt's photos, and like the amount of times I'll say to people like I was just on a call with Matt and they're like, what? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And me and Matt speak regularly because he does struggle. Do you know what I mean? And he admits that, and there's a gap between this. Do you know what I mean? And it's like he'll admit it's not been easy. Like he's had his tough patches, but like what we're gonna do now is share like how he's done it, like from his perspective, and if you can take something out of that to help you get there, like then that's going to be an absolute game changer. So really going to look at like mindset shifts, like lifestyle changes, some nutrition and training tips, and like I want you to think of these as like little things that you can maybe plug into your life to make your life a little bit easier. So like with you, Matt, like what sort of maybe 1 to 3 like mindset shifts or lessons have helped you be where you are now compared to where you were before?
Like I said just previous, my mindset now is so much stronger. I always try to find a positive in everything now, no matter how bad things are. There's all, like you always say, there's always a positive somewhere.
Yeah.
I try to live life now, you know, with my mindset. I try to live life now with no regrets. As obviously as a child, I have lots of regrets because I never fulfilled, you know, stuff I wanted to do. I always used to worry as well about what others thought of me and think, as you know, I was always tried to hide my anxiety and everything. Now I, you know, my mindset's so much stronger. I don't care what others think, basically. I remember when I first started, it was all about, you say to me, don't worry about others, concentrate on your own journey. Because I always like Tony, for example, he was smashing it 18 months ago. And I always used to think, I used to look at him and think I was failing, if you get me. And it was never about Tony, it was about me and my journey. I always used to, so my mindset now is I just worry about my journey, my achievements, and and it's the same for everybody else. Everyone's at different parts, aren't they, in different stages and at different lives. And I think we can get lost sometimes. And like you always say, you look at Facebook and think everyone has the perfect life and all that, when realistically it's not. So my mindset is shifted completely, really.
So like in terms of like finding the positive, like living with no regrets and not caring what others think, like how have you been able to put that into practice, would you say? Like how do you find it possible to feel more positive in everything you do?
I think having just because my body's strong body, strong mind, I suppose. Lots of hard work with therapists and speaking out.
I think it's from like, because you've been doing like, so for example, I know with you, if you get that gym workout in, that just sets you up for the day massively. And because you've done that, you find it a little bit easier to be positive compared to maybe the day you haven't got said session in.
Yeah, 100%. It's like what John would, eat the frog, basically. I think that's massive. I think if you win the mornings, you've won the day.
Yeah.
That big thing for me. That's what, when I watched John Spotlight and when he talked about winning the mornings and stuff, that was huge for me. Yeah. Like, I always try to, every morning I try and win it, no matter what it is,
That's it. Like action cures all anxiety, doesn't it? It's like a lot of the time, like we'll sort of have a crappy day because we haven't done the thing for ourselves that we wanted to. Whereas if you can get it out of the way first thing, it doesn't have to be go to the gym. It could be that you've been, you know what I mean? It could be anything.
I've done simple things like just walk the dog in the morning. Say, I know a few times I've overslept by accident, and cursed myself. As normally I would just sit there and think, oh, you're a letdown. But instead I thought, well, you've got 20 minutes now. So I just go and walk the dog for 20 minutes. Something as simple as that.
Yeah. So it's like always showing up, isn't it? Always doing something.
Yeah.
So like how, I know something very common with even myself, do you know what I mean? How have you helped overcome like the not caring what others think sort of thing?
Oh, that's a tough one. I don't know. It's a lot of hard work, I suppose. Just shifting that mindset. I don't really know how I've done it. It's been so many battles and so difficult.
Do you think it all does just link to this action part? Like when you do things like.
It's a confidence thing, I think, because I'm looking better and feeling better. I think it's a massive confidence thing. When I was really overweight and stuff, and people at work and that, I'd get a lot of abuse because it's a building site and stuff, and people call me fatty and all that sort of thing, and it knocked my confidence. And I suppose that really affected me. And a lot of people didn't realize what I was dealing with as well, because obviously I kept it to myself. So when people were calling me fatty and stuff like that, it was a big deal to me. So I suppose looking better, just working out in the gym, just helped me get a stronger mindset, I suppose. Like I said, stronger body, stronger mind.
Yeah. So like the vibe I get is it's just like you've had to do the work, haven't you? Like you've worked hard, and a lot of that is linked to like the actions you've taken. Like on the days that you felt bad, you've countered it by doing something for you, whether that's the gym or walking the dog. But all that has forced this sort of positive mindset.
Yeah, 100%. And like I said, it ain't no quick fix. It's like I said, I've been with you 18 months probably, and still working at it. But it's a lot of hard work and taking action, like you said, but I never miss anything. You put the things up on the list, and every day it's filled in. It's I'm dead. If I take someone on, it's dedication.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll commit.
That's it. It's not this, just don't just like skimp at it, go all in.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
If you're paying, like I said, you're paying for it as well and whatever. But I've always been the same. If I'm going to do something now, especially, it's everything I've got, basically, 100%.
Love that. Anything else? Was that?
Um,
You don't have to try and think something up, but it's like, would you say those are the three things that have really helped you sort of like be where you are now? Those thought processes.
Yeah, 100%.
Love it. Good. So, like, in terms of like lifestyle, like what sort of things have you found the whole like adhering to the plan and getting the results that you've got, those shifts, those changes that you've made? I know, like, for example, like one of the things you just said there is win the morning, win the day. Like,
Yeah.
if you don't do that, it won't happen. So that's like, what other little hacks have you got that could maybe help someone that could achieve similar
Lifestyle. Trying to think now.
like just little actions, like for example, like putting words in your mouth now, like the other day, like I think you were struggling with your food, so you bought a microwave to put in your van. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and all these like
Little things add up, don't they?
Is there any other things that really helped you early on, to be where you are now?
Mine's gone blank now.
It's all right. So I know one of them was like, and quite a few can resonate with this, getting the session in first thing in the morning.
Yeah, like I said, eating the frog. I suppose better. I have a proper bed routine now.
Yeah. Okay.
That's. I remember we
what
did
does
that
look like?
Most nights now about 9 p.m. really, 9:30, no later really.
And like how have you been able to make that a thing? Like how do you make sure you're in bed at that time? Because we can all be like, oh, go bed at 9 p.m. But then like what actually action in it, like how have you made that something that you do now?
I just make sure everything's done by a certain time. I have routine, I suppose. So like it's tough because my wife, she works till 6 o'clock gone every night. So I sort the kids out and do their tea and all that sort of stuff. But I try and help them have showers and whatever after school. So I try and make sure that they're all done by 7 o'clock. And then when Terry comes home, it's a couple hours together. And then, I'm ready for bed by 9 o'clock. And that's how it works Monday to Friday, really. And it just works perfect for me.
Yeah.
And I suppose because I'm up at 4:45 every morning to get ready to go to the gym. You build up that sleep hours or whatever you call it, don't you? So come 9 o'clock, I'm out cold.
Yeah, that's it. So you've got yourself into a routine now that you can stick to. Is there any other, if we look at your day, like tomorrow, like your routine day, is there any other things that have really helped you stick into this process? Like that you maybe do in the day? Like I know you've put a microwave in your van so you can prep your food, but
so my routine in the morning, so I'll get up about 4:45. I'll make sure I'm in the gym about 5:15 at the latest, do my workout, and then I'm normally home then about 6:45. So then I'll have a good breakfast then with the kids. So I'll have scrambled egg on toast or something like that, which sets me up then. I feel fueled up for work. And then I'll have a bit of a snack because builders always seem to stop at 10 a.m. It seems to be a thing. So I'll have a piece of fruit, something like that at 10 a.m. And then I'll have a decent dinner then. I'll have, like I said, now I've just got a microwave, which is a game changer for me. So I can have a nice hot meal now. I'll prep it on a Sunday. So I'll have chicken or any meat really with some veg. And then I'll have a decent evening meal. So as before, my morning, Jesus, 3 years ago, I'd wake up about 7:15. I'd probably scoff about 10 biscuits with a cup of tea as I'm going out the door into the van, feel like crap, half asleep.
Yeah. So it's like you've like, and this probably all links to the stuff you do the night before, isn't it? It's like, because you've got that bedtime routine, you make sure that you've got the food in, your food's prepped, you maybe your gym bag's ready.
Yeah. The one thing I'm working hard on now is, like, I think Gav's doing as well, is the phone down at 8 o'clock type thing, so I can switch off. The amount of people, I get a lot of phone calls at night. I suppose people work and stuff, but the amount of time I get a phone call off someone about work after 8 p.m. and then it'll get my my head spinning again. Now, how am I going to fit that in? What am I going to do there? And then it affects my sleep. So my phone goes upstairs now about 8 o'clock on silent, and I don't look at it until after the gym now in the morning.
Yeah. I'm doing that actively. I got called out by Gav the other day because I got back late, and I think I sent him a message maybe like 3 minutes past 8. He's like, "Oh, that's great. I'm putting my phone down. Leave me alone." God damn it! He's doing good when you get called out.
Yeah,
but that's good. It's a game. It saves so much energy, and do you find that helps you sleep at night then?
Oh, massive. And I've got going back to mindset now. Like, obviously I do my workouts off my phone. So as when I first started, I'd have messages and WhatsApp messages, and I would look at them while I'm at the gym or something like that, and it would take my mind away from what I'm doing. Now I won't even look at them. I'll just swipe them and I'll look at them after.
Yeah,
and that's took a lot. That's a lot of hard work. I just want to look at them. As now, I just won't. No, this hour and a half is your time. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's it. You've got to discipline is a rep. Like if you want to get bigger arms or get a flat tummy or get stronger at squats, you've got to do the reps, and you've got to train discipline. And when you can just be like, no, like I actually need to do this, because then I can give myself the best version of myself. Like, it's quite empowering then, isn't it? You feel better for doing it.
Yeah, in control, I suppose, as well. I suppose, common sense has to come into it. I know certain time, like my mum will always text me good night. So if I have a text off her and it's, if I can see it, it's like 3 a.m. or something, then I'd look at it, because obviously a problem. But 9 times out of 10, if it's a number I don't know, or you just know, you can just look at the first bit and I'll deal with that after.
That's it. That's good. That's taken time to achieve that as well, isn't it? Like, that's something you've just implemented recently, not like 12 months ago. So it's like you've got yourself in the position now where that's another layer that we can add. Same with Gav. Like, he's only just started doing it recently. So it's great. Also,
it's tough. It's tough to do.
Yeah, massive. Is there any, like, obviously in terms of food, like, is there any like lessons that you've learned that maybe that have helped you like stay on track, or compared to maybe when you've tried to get in shape in the past, that you could really help?
Yeah, nutrition's always, this, it's been my sticking point, really. I've always struggled with, I like food, so not like most of us. But one thing I've learned on this program, compared to anything else I've ever tried, is we can I eat what I want, not what I want. I suppose it is what I want, but all in moderation. As before, tried some crazy stuff in the past. I can't even remember. Isagenix, I don't know if anyone's ever heard of that. I remember I got in contact with a bloke about trying to lose weight, and all I did was drink shakes and drink this black liquid. Nice. I had no idea what it was.
Nice.
Just so, nutrition, like I said, always I try to have a balanced diet now. And I watch it still to this day, the high performance diet. I try and stick to that as much as possible. I like the saying with the car thing at the start, if you had a sports car, you wouldn't put crap fuel in it. So I just look at my body now. That was a big thing for me. I just look at my body now as like a sports car. I treat it with respect. And I'll put proper fuel in. Because if you're going to keep putting crap food in, you can't expect to get the right, the energy, I suppose, to get the results.
If you like, it is true. Like, if you can see food as fuel, you're going to sort your relationship out with food. Like, if you want to feel like crap, keep eating crap. And this is where the moderation part comes in. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's nice to like I do love chocolate. Do you know what I mean? But it's nice to be like I choose to have chocolate. I've not done it because of like when you joined the program, you ate to make yourself feel better, didn't you?
Yeah, 100%. It's
Whereas
just
now,
it's self-control. Like as before, if I'd have a chocolate bar, you know, those big dairy milks, I'd eat the lot in
yeah,
one night and I'd have another full one the next night. As now, I'll just have 2 or 3 strips, but I'd enjoy the taste, if you get me, instead of just ramming
yeah.
it down the throat. I'd actually enjoy it now.
So like in terms of like, again, it's like it's very easy for us to just be like, yeah, just eat better, see it as fuel, and eat everything in moderation. And how have you been able to achieve that? Do you think?
Uh,
Like, is there
hard
any actions that you've taken or any shifts or
I suppose, like to start with, I don't know if you can remember, I wouldn't eat chocolate at all when I was trying to lose weight. I remember me saying to you that I didn't think I had discipline. So if I had a piece of chocolate, I used to think, well, if I'd have one piece, I wouldn't be able to stop. So I suppose it's all come down to discipline and mindset again. It was just getting in that right mindset and believing in myself that I would have the discipline to say, no, you can't have a piece of chocolate and you're not going to eat the whole bar.
Yeah.
So like I have a bit of ice cream every night.
Yeah.
I like ice cream. So, but you know, I won't have a full tub. It'll be a little bit and I'll enjoy it. And but like I said, just discipline really.
do you think that like that removing it initially helped you like get if we say that removing it meant you were more disciplined and then that helped you get a result?
Yeah,
Which
and
then
I
helped
would
you-
always like I've learned so much off this program. If say I'd miss a workout or something like that, which I don't do, but if something like that, then I wouldn't have the reward, if you get me.
yeah.
I would make sure I earned the reward.
Yeah, that's it. So you've almost like been like, well, you've put like rules in place almost. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is great. Do you know what I mean? Like some people don't like rules. I love rules. It's like, well, if I've done X, I can have Y. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's the same like with your kids. Do you know what I mean? If they don't eat their tea, you don't give them the dessert.
No, that's it. It's basically like we've just started. Like I'll have a takeaway now on a Friday night. I used to have 3 or 4 a week, but like the kids love a takeaway. I've got youngsters. To start with, I felt guilty because we wouldn't have takeaways at all when I was first trying to lose all my weight because I was so strict. And then I felt bad because they were losing out, and that's not fair. So the good thing, I suppose, the good thing now is I'm giving them a balanced diet as well. It's not just about me because we will have that takeaway once a week, but they'll also eat a lot of veg, and so it's the whole nutrition things work around the whole family now.
Yeah. So you've almost had to go like almost like, if we say extreme, cut it out. Do you know what I mean? Get that result, feel really good. Then you've started to put rules in like, okay, if I do X, then I can have Y. And like over time, because you've kept getting the results, that's built your confidence up. And then we've got to the point where you're like, now, okay, right, I'm going to put like, I really value like my life, as in I want to have a takeaway with the kids on the weekend. So like if we go back to the craving training, if you're new to the program, you might not have seen it yet. It's like if schedule in when you're going to have the real thing. So if you know every week, oh, on a Saturday night, I'm going to have a takeaway with the family, then you can literally like reverse engineer your whole week around that. And you don't then have a reason to sedate yourself with food every night because you know you're getting the real thing on a certain day.
100%. And if I know I'm having a takeaway on a Friday or a Saturday, I'll just watch what I eat through the day as well. Just make sure I keep my calories around what I need them to be and stuff like that. There's lots of ways around it.
That's it. And that's it. It's like, even though you may not physically have written down your whole week, you have subconsciously planned your whole week ahead. You've turned it into a routine, and now it's something that you just do.
Yeah, 100%. That's it. It's just, I suppose it's took time, like you said. It's took 18 months.
That's it. And that's a game changer. Like all that, like if I was to say to Matt when he joined, right, do this,
Oh,
Yeah.
I
So
couldn't work the app.
yeah, that's taken you like let's just say 18 months. Like you very much we've layered that over time as and when you felt comfortable. Sometimes we've had to revert back to maybe being a bit more disciplined because
Yeah,
you don't feel ready. But it's almost like if you can take comfort, like it takes as long as it takes, but when you get there, you've now got this system where you can stick to your plan.
well, you remember when I first started, I was that nervous about eating certain foods. I obviously go to watch Leeds with my dad a lot. I don't know if you'll have that much going on, I don't know if you remember, but I used to message you, didn't I? Do you think I'll be okay to have fish and chips
Oh,
today?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
I'm going to watch Leeds. And you
Yeah.
say, please don't message me that. I eat fish and chips.
I remember that.
With your dad.
I remember that message. You almost messaged me because you wanted me, like, I think you needed to tell me that you had fish and chips.
Yeah.
Like, I'm owning up now. I've had fish and chips, Rob. It's like, Matt,
Yeah.
okay. You
Yeah.
don't need to tell me. It's fine.
No, so, yeah, like
I'm
I
sat
said,
there
it
eating
takes
my
a lot
dairy
more.
milk.
Yeah, that's it. But like I said, it takes time, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's it. And yeah, that's the thing. It takes as long as it takes. Like, and if anything, it's taken you like even longer than obviously you've been with me and we've been very focused on it, but it took you like the 3 or 4 years before that when you're going through your therapy and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it takes as long. I love the saying, like, if you've walked 10 miles, be prepared to walk 10 back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you give yourself that time, like you're doing this program to lengthen your life, you're not going to
Yeah.
die in the next 10 years. So just give yourself that space.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
then like before I know it, you've got 1, 2, 3. We've got this roadmap already. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Spot on. Is there anything that, like, last one now, is there anything around training that's really helped you win the morning, win the day, stick to it, like see it as a value? Like how have you found sticking? I know the one thing with you, Matt, like it's never been hard for me to get you to train, but how have you achieved that mindset?
I suppose I've always been, when it comes to training, I've been lucky because, the endorphins and all that. And obviously, because I struggle with anxiety and depression, that's always been my motivation. Because when I come out the gym, I feel good and I like the feeling. So I suppose that's what gives me the, training's, like you said, easy for me because I like the feel good factor after it. And I'll never stop now. It's just part of my life.
So if we go back to, because there would have been a point where you didn't train. Can you think back that far, that where, like, how did you recognize that, like, it makes you feel good? Because I know sometimes, so many times, it's like I'll speak to people who'll be like, oh, I feel crap, and then I'll get a workout in, and then they feel like euphoric, and they're like, oh yeah. But how have you trained yourself to get to the point where you know that if I do that, I've achieved this, and you just do it now? Can you think?
Yeah. I think, like a lot of people, it's nerves as well. I was so nervous of going to the gym and stuff. I just used to put it off. I seen Debbie was saying about she's going into the weight room, isn't she?
Yeah.
Which,
yeah.
when she gets into it, it's going to be a game changer for her, and she's going to love it.
Yeah.
But I get where she's coming from. I was the same. It was just so nerve wracking.
So do you think having that structure, because I remember when you joined the gym, you were nervous about doing the weights, but when you've got the plan there and you just have to do it, because one thing we know is you can do the work, but if you're confident that you just need to do that and you'll get that, do you think having that structure in place has helped you?
Definitely. You do give me some random ones still to this day, and I'm like, stuff I haven't done yet, and I'm like, oh Jesus, what's this? But I just, like you said, you just have to knuckle down, and because the plan's there, I know I've got to do it, so I just do it. So I suppose if there wasn't a plan and I was trying to do something on my own, it's quite easy to say, oh, I'll leave that.
Yeah. So what about maybe the times when you have been like, oh, I'm uncertain, or I'm going to look a bit of an idiot, or what's he got me doing now? Like, how have you overcome that obstacle?
Like I said before, I suppose mindset. I got to the point where I just didn't care what people think, and I just do it.
Yeah.
How did I get to it?
Because I know if there's one thing you're really good at, is just like soon as you're unsure or you're struggling, you just message me.
Yeah, that's massive for anyone. I message you all the time. I just, never sit in silence. I constantly reach out. If there's anything I'm not sure of, instantly message.
Yeah. And it's like that then cures all anxiety, doesn't it? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, and I think a lot of people can resonate with this. It's like, I might have changed your plan completely, and you're like, what the hell's it got me doing? And then you maybe sit with it, and then it ruins your whole night's sleep. Whereas if you just reach out, I know so many
like simple things like, are you doing it properly?
Yeah.
The amount of times I've messaged you and said, I don't think I'm doing it properly, and we've talked about it, and I've been doing it fine.
Yeah.
Just little things like that. Doesn't matter how small they are.
Yeah.
Just reach out, and I suppose that's what's gained me confidence. And the more I've done it, the more confident I've got. Like when I first started, it was all like stuttery, if you get me, because I was having to watch your videos and because I wasn't sure. But now I can just, like bet over row or something like that. I just know what that is. As before, I would have to stop and I'd have to look at it and I'd have to watch how you. But again, time takes time.
Yeah, that's it. It's just like you've almost had to go through that process of struggling and it being clunky for you to then have the confidence. Because now if something feels clunky or whatever, you've got evidence that, well, it felt like that before and here I am.
Yeah. I've also found out that people go to the gym and you have that mindset that they're all like meatheads, don't you, type thing. People think, oh, they're just bodybuilders and whatnot. But I've met some really nice people and actually helped me as well. I'm not scared to ask now either if I think I'm not doing something right, or a lot of people are actually very helpful and friendly. So that fear of me going to the gym was all hypothetical, really, because like I said, most people are actually really nice. And they're proud of you getting in there and trying.
Most people feel as nervous as you. There's very I don't see many idiots in the gym. Like,
not now.
It's a bit of an old school thing. There's not many these days, and if there is, they don't last long. Do you know what I mean? It's like if you can just focus on yourself and taking action, and if you struggle, reach out. Like that's going to make the whole training thing something a little bit easier to stick to, isn't it?
Yeah, 100. Like you've just got to have patience. Like it is very stuttery and stop-start because you've got to try and work out what you do. And it, that was frustrating for me at the start because I was like, oh, this isn't for me type thing. But I just, like I said, mindset again, said, no, stick at it, it'll come. And took me a good 6-7 months probably. It was summertime before I felt comfortable on just saying, right, I'm doing this today, and everything just flows now.
Yeah, love it. Awesome. So I want to end on this. Like, if we think back to Matt who started and Matt now, is it like any advice or wisdom for any Matts watching this now that you wish you knew when you started, that could probably have got you here quicker?
Yeah, like big one for me is for everyone, just believe in yourself, follow your own journey and don't worry about others. Same as the program, I think you're a top bloke. Listen to what you ask for, be patient, and your results will come.
Yeah, love that.
And never be afraid to reach out either to you or anyone in the group, no matter how you're feeling. Like I know I put that message on the group where I sent to me mum, which was massive for me because it was quite a private message, but I thought, I'm not ashamed of who I am. And like I said, just believe in yourself and invest in yourself. I suppose that's massive. People, I still get it today saying, oh God, why'd you do it? But if you've not got to where I am, I don't think people understand. It's the best money I ever spent now. I've never felt so good.
Yeah, that's it. And it's about, like, John shared it on his spotlight. Like there's people around you that are going to be like rocks and people around you that are like bubbles. So like there's always going to be people that be like, why are you doing that? Just follow your own journey, isn't it? And just don't ignore what other people, it doesn't matter about anyone else. Just focus on yourself and have that belief in yourself.
Yeah.
It will come.
I've gotten people telling me now that, you know, in the gym and other people, why are you doing half marathon? You're not built to do half marathon. You won't be able to do half marathon. Well, instead of that, you know, I turn that into a positive now. As before, I just used to say to myself, yeah, I probably won't be able. Now I say, well, yeah, I will do it.
Yeah.
You know, and I still get people telling me stuff like that now, but it's time to, you know, just keep proving people wrong and keep, you know, and that's what I love about it now, is proving people wrong.
That's it. That's it. It's not about anyone else but yourself, and that gives you confidence. Anything else you want to add?
I just wanted to share a thing. I used to, when I was younger, there was one thing that always used to get me through as a kid, and it sounds crazy, but I just wanted to share it. I used to watch the Rocky films. I don't know if anyone's ever wary of them and stuff, but I used to watch all of them because it always used to give me motivation, because Rocky was always someone that I wanted to like type become, because I always found him as confident, and like I say, it's a movie, but when I was a child, I used to look up to him a lot. So I still watch him to this day if I feel down, because some of the things he says, I just think's incredible, and he's always struggled. And I'm going to read it out now because I think for wisdom, I think this is brilliant. And on his last film, he actually said, "The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place. And I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is going to hit as hard as life. But it ain't how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done." And that's something that's resonated with me for a long time. So I just wanted to share that.
Boom. Love it. Absolute gold. I want to go watch Rocky now.
Like I said, it got me. It's the amount of times it gave me a lift was massive.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that. Everyone, let's all give Matt, like, unmute if you can, and give him like a big round of applause, because that's a huge thing. Got some absolute gold from that.
Well done, Matt. That was amazing.
Sweating.
Well done.
Yeah.